What's up, teacups? Welcome to my channel. So happy to have all my Cancerian friends here with me today, as well as the cross watchers. Welcome. We are going to do a fun little tarot spread for you all about love. Do keep in mind that these are going to be general messages. Not everything I say will resonate with you. So please only take away messages for your best and highest good. If you would like additional messages or more clarity, feel free to check out that Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign, particularly the Venus sign. That will give you more clarity, additional messages. Everything you want to know will be in that description box below, including the decks I'm using as well as my social media channels. Feel free to give those a look. And as always, I encourage you to come into this with an open mind and an open heart. Sometimes messages take a few days, a few weeks, even a few months to resonate. So if later down the line those messages resonate for you, that's fantastic. That means it was your message. And if not, you can release it. You don't ever need to take on any energy that doesn't seem to fit your circumstance or scenario. So let's have fun, Cancer. Let's see what we got for love. If you don't currently have a person in your life, this could represent someone coming in the future. Could also represent someone from your past. So we'll see. We'll see what we get for my Cancer friends. The beautiful Cancerians. Two more cards. Cancer and love. Cancer and love. Cool. All right. Let's do it, Cancer. Your energy. Six of Swords. Moving on. Shelter from the storm. Moving on from chaos, from anarchy. Understanding that it's time to, I do want to say, part ways. Interesting. This person caused more upheaval and chaos in your life than they did good. And I don't know if it's, I just heard barely survived. Barely got out of it. Eight of Swords. Cancer. Ugh, we're starting this off rough. I didn't want this for you. I wanted Cancer to have a good one. All right, let's see where this goes. I mean, somebody needs to hear this message, obviously. Yeah, you felt trapped by this person, trapped in your own thoughts. Okay, interesting. A lot of you aren't even with this person and you still feel trapped by them. This person may have left, perhaps unexpectedly, to pursue their career or some sort of journey or trip that they were taking. And I mean, they may have told you, but I don't know. For a lot of you, it came as a great shock and it put you through a lot of pain to the point where you weren't able to mentally disconnect from it. You have a lot of sword energy. Bottom of your deck is the Seven of Swords, the liar, cheater, thief card. So yeah, I think this is you, Cancer, hiding behind the building. But what I'm getting at is you knew intuitively with that moon, of course you did, Cancer, you're ruled by the moon. Your person may have been messing around. There may have been other people on the side. You may have been dealing with a fire sign, specifically an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. Yeah, this Emperor presented as fire signs do, very alluring, intoxicating, sexy, fun, passionate, but the fire didn't last, and they were falsely presenting themselves as an emperor or as a king of wands. Because they left a lot of damage behind. They did a lot of damage to your psyche. They may have told you things that weren't true, and I almost see this as two sides of a coin. They may have been a dictator or a harsh ruler, if you will, a lower vibration emperor who was constantly criticizing you and telling you things that were impeding your confidence, straining your love for yourself, kept you in this prison of false thoughts that I'm not good enough and I'm not smart enough and I'm not pretty enough, and even like really crude things like you weren't good enough in the bedroom and things like, I don't know, things like that just, I mean, they're false. They simply are not true, but it got you into this state of constantly questioning yourself. That's for some of you. The flip side to that is this person may have told you things that kept you waiting for them even long past when they left. Now, it doesn't have to be a fire sign. It could absolutely be an air sign too, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. For some of you, they weren't necessarily telling you things that were cruel. It's actually the opposite. They were telling you, I love you and I want to marry you and you're so great, but then this happened. And as I was saying, almost out of nowhere, blindsided. You almost didn't see it coming. You may have found out like online via like spying on social media, or I don't know, looking at their phone, that there were other parties involved. Maybe because the Emperor's coming up, maybe it was work. Maybe they didn't tell you they had an opportunity to move across the country to pursue their work career goals. For some of you, it could have been a third party. They were fooling around with someone on the side. And again, that was happening while they were telling you, I love you and you're the best thing that ever happened to me and I want to marry you someday and, you know, talk about children and this and building a home together, whatever. And so long after you found out that maybe they cheated and they left, they were gone, someone moved on, potentially both of you, you were still in that trap of, but wait, like I thought, it's funny, it's like you couldn't mentally cope with it. And no shade, Cancer, at all. I have a lot of Cancer in my chart. There's something about, but they said this, so it must be true. Why would they say they loved me if they didn't? Why would they say they were going to come back for me, but they're not here? It kept you in this mental prison of, I do want to say, waiting to move on. Some of you were waiting for your person, if you still viewed them in this light of, but they said such beautiful things. The moon is deceiving though. I do want to say that here. For the other group of you, the ones who are with someone who is a narcissist and also just a friggin' douchebag who is just like, you know, you're not pretty enough, I can do better, you're terrible, but like nasty thoughts, those are the ones who barely survived because it knocked your confidence so badly, you didn't think you could ever move on from this, that mental prison. I just want to be very clear. The mental prison, the thoughts you're telling yourself, when Eight of Swords comes up, that's what this card means, they're not true. You're not seeing things with clarity. You're stuck, and 9 times out of 10, it's because of fear. And fear is something that everybody has, right? Fear is the enemy. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's fear. That's important here, right? Some of you are scared you're never going to find that person again. Some of you are scared that you're actually not good enough, that what they told you is true. There's fear about moving on from the false beliefs. The false beliefs, in a weird way, keep you in this false sense of security. If I stay in the status quo just as things are, even though I'm not happy, at least I know. At least it's consistent. There's consistency there. It's familiarity. Moving on takes a lot of strength and courage, too. It's recognizing that you can leave. Look, these thoughts, these beliefs, the swords, are not on the ship. That's really important here, Cancer, because in this deck, in traditional decks, the swords representing thoughts and ideas, beliefs, they come with us on the next journey. Here they don't. That is double confirmation that whatever thoughts you're holding on to about yourself, maybe about this toxic relationship, they're not true. You don't need them. If you were to bring them with you, they would weigh down your boat and keep you in this state of illusion. Again, with the moon, illusion, deceit, false things, liar, cheat, or thief, lies, things that you were told that simply were not true. And my heart goes out to you because for some of you, this person meant a great deal to you. You saw them potentially as the one. And yeah, they spoon-fed you with this, like kind of just, I don't know, this King of Wands, like wine and dine. I'm going to romance you and we're soulmates and we're going to be together. But then they didn't show up to the table. They fled. What's with that, Cancer? I don't like that. Oh, Cancer. All right. Your person is presenting as the Empress. All right. So you might be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. Someone who's got you eating out of the palm of their hand, or did. For a lot of you, I don't think you're with this person anymore. You're still getting out of the storm. You're weathering the storm of like the past traumas that have occurred. You're still finding your way out mentally. You're finding a way to detach from some nasty energy. So your person is coming off as the Empress, clarified by the Magician. So also Virgo energy as well as Gemini. You might be dealing with one of those signs. There's creation here. Your person is creating something. That is something that's very prevalent or prominent in both these cards. Using the tools they have in front of them to create something, to manifest and put something out into the world. For some of them, it's a baby. Pregnancy can frequently come with the Empress. This person that you used to be with might be pregnant now, or may be with someone who has a child. I don't know, the Magician in a lower vibration can be the master manipulator. There's a sense of magic about them, and they use the tools they have to, I was going to say to the best of their abilities, but that's not the proper phrase, to manipulate those around them. They use their beauty, they use their emotions, their good looks, their abilities to talk and I don't know, manipulating people in their environment to believe them, to believe that what they're saying is truth. Something about there's a light inside them, or gosh, I don't know what this means. I mean, the depictions of these cards are so similar despite it being different decks. Look at that orb that she's holding as the Empress, and then it's coming out of that cup there. Let's throw a clarifier on this. They may have gotten someone else pregnant. Maybe that's what you found out about. And something about, again, the manipulation of what they did or what they said, it kept you bound. It kept you stuck. You were holding on to their words like they were almost like the word of God. In either scenario, again, for those who had a narcissist who was saying, I mean, ultimately they're both narcissists because they did you dirty. They told you things that weren't true, whether it was, I love you and I'm going to marry you, or you're terrible and you're never going to be good enough. Either way, they weren't true, right? Unfortunately. For the ones who thought this was the one. But yeah, those words kept you bound. It kept you stuck. You didn't know how to mentally deal with it or cope with it or move on from it. Oh, interesting. Okay, this kind of took a turn here. I knew there was something with this Empress card. I think your person actually feels a huge amount of regret. I didn't see it going this way, but yeah, misfortune. That's coming up for your person. Misfortune, tower moment, right? Okay, so here's what I think this is. They look back, because again, for most of you, you're not together. They look back on what they've created in their life. They're looking back on relationships, on jobs, of their life path, really. There's huge regret. Huge regret. Almost to the point where they feel sick. They feel sick to their stomach about it. Thinking about the light, you are represented this, you are the light in this depiction. This is your person. In memories, they go back and think about you and think about how they casted shadow over your light. They think about how they tainted and tarnished the relationship they had with you. The things that they were trying to create and manifest. It's like they stripped you of this innocence and this purity. They saw you as this light, and it attracted them like a magnet. It drew their eye. But ultimately, I'm almost getting this is what happens when you guys are not together. Something about the realization that they're going down a bad path. If they're a narcissist and whatever, they're doing things in shady dealings. It's almost like karma comes to to smack them upside the face, to give them an ass whooping. It has nothing to do with you serving them karma, right? This is all about divine or karmic justice, right? Yeah, there's deep remorse and regret. And it may not just be for you, Cancer. I'm getting that there may be 4 people that they've in some way emotionally, mentally manipulated or abused. It's like they set the building on fire and walked away, and that's what I'm getting. This destroyed some of you. Ugh. And good, and so I mean, I hate to say this, but good. I'm glad they feel sick to their stomach about it because, yeah, this is nasty, whatever happened here. I think they still think about you in high regard, and they didn't realize what a mess they left behind because it was their MO. They did that to everybody. It was a person who couldn't commit. I am still getting heavy fire sign energy, though it doesn't have to be. It could absolutely be a Virgo or a Gemini, Taurus, Libra, whatever. They're all kind of here. This person couldn't commit to a path. They saw potential in something, and I don't know, maybe they got scared about it. What can I use to clarify? I'm going to throw one more clarifier on this. What is this Empress about? They didn't want to taint the light, or something about they saw you as very pure and innocent, but I don't know, maybe they thought that they were, I don't know if it's not good enough, because I was getting heavy narcissist vibes, but something about you were too pure for them, or too, I don't know, maybe too innocent. Maybe they didn't see you as like risk-taking or adventurous enough. But here's the flip side to that. If they were to go after someone more adventurous, whatever that means, that's what's coming in. It's like they didn't realize how good they had it. That's what I'm getting here. Queen of Swords, yeah. They're being hit with some harsh truths. You might be dealing with a Libra. Seeing something about what they cut out from their life, they can't get it back. They dug their own grave. There's actually this really dark connotation with this card. Sick to their stomach. I hesitate to even say this, but maybe in their past, like really dark thoughts, like suicidal thoughts. Yeah, this person has a lot of fucked up energy. Pardon my language there, but it's like they were chasing a rainbow that they thought would lead to a pot of gold, and they kept chasing it because it was never enough. At one point, you were the pot of gold, right? You were the light. You were the shiny new object that caught their eye. But I don't know. It's like, I don't know if they got bored or they questioned it, or again, something about too pure, too innocent. Maybe they thought they were too much for you, that they would overwhelm or dominate you as the emperor, right? It's something about there was an imbalance in energies or something. And so they kept following their rainbow to a new pot of gold, a new pot of gold, a new whatever, a new business endeavor, a new sexual encounter or whatever. But this is where it led them. All right, we're going to move on. What is between the two of you? The Sun. What? Renewal. Happiness and joy? Let's go ahead and immediately clarify that. The Two of Wands. Different paths that can be taken. Different actions. Different courses of action. More fire energy. Leo, as well as Aries. Could be a Sag. You're both contemplating. Oh, God. It's already at 19 minutes. And we're on card number 19. How's that? You're both contemplating, but obviously you're not together. I mean, I was sensing that from the beginning. There's something here about putting flowers on a grave, which I take to mean putting... Oh, gosh, yeah. Ugh. I don't like to get into readings that are not my territory. I'm going to leave it at that. For some of you, sorry, there may have been a death. I am not predicting this. You would have already known about this. But yeah, with that darker energy coming up with the Queen of Swords, ooh, that makes me a little bit nervous. But symbolically, though, the idea of putting flowers on a grave is putting this one to rest, putting this one to bed, being able to peacefully move on from the past. Yeah, something about rebirth or regrowth, finding light in the situation. Some of you have had some sort of spiritual calling because of this, potentially both of you. But mostly this is representing you, Cancer, because this is representing them doing some heavy thinking about the paths that they have taken in life. The roads that they've choose to turn down, the journeys that they've been on. They're doing some heavy reflecting on their life, on again, how I was saying, on their world. They hold the world in their hands. It's like something about this misfortune was very big, this potential tower moment. It brought them to their knees, and again, maybe there was some sort of spiritual awakening. It brought them to their knees, and now it's almost like they're having a second chance at life, and they don't want to blow it. They're holding the world in their hands, and they're like, how do I proceed? I need to proceed with caution. Interesting. Scorpio's video, I kept hearing the phrase handle with care, which is a song I reference. That's sort of what this person is doing too. They're holding this opportunity, this globe, this world, very, very carefully because they don't want to break it. Look at this, like, again, different decks. Look at that symbolism. Completely different decks. They're in the exact same position. This is your person. And so here I was saying, you were that globe, you were that light that drew their eye, and again, initially it was fun and it was great, but something got tainted, something went sour. What's between you guys is them holding... Please don't take this literally, but you're representing this world and they're holding you in their hand. They're looking back at times they spent with you, I think. Realizing that you were their world. Ugh, I don't know about this. Let's throw something on it. I don't like to champion going back to narcissists. There would have to be a significant amount of change in this relationship for it to be saved. But I mean, in theory, the Sun is a great card to have in between you two as a relationship card. But I am getting there's multiple paths that could take. There's multiple ways that this could go. This could be, okay, and so maybe that's what, for the viewers out there, it's not going to be the same story for all of you. This may represent putting it to bed, like the death of a relationship and moving on. For others of you, with the Sun being renewal, the sunflower opens its face to the sun, opening the relationship back up to, I don't know, to have a conversation, to restore peace, to restore happiness. There's multiple ways this could go. I think that's what this is saying. There's multiple paths you could take this down. I mean, really, it depends. It depends what each party wants. Doctor. For some of you, you may be dealing with someone who works in the medical profession. Someone who's had to heal from medical issues. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Yeah. Something, okay, this is representative of the relationship. This relationship wasn't well. This relationship was not healthy. Like, that's what this is symbolizing with the Doctor. And that's why this card is so important, because as I said, I don't want to advocate going back to someone who made you feel like this. But there is something about, because of this person's path and this wake-up call of a tower moment, there might be this idea of, again, I didn't know how good I had it. Something about they had to leave you behind to realize that you helped them. Maybe you set them on a different trajectory or course or path. You gave them some sort of clarity about their life. And I'm getting it's because of some sort of tower moment that happened after you. But something about them, again, look at these two cards. They're so similar. They hold you in very high regard, Cancer. Again, the idea of precious and innocence, handle it with care. Okay, you know what this might be? Okay, this makes more sense to me. They may come back to make amends, to make some sort of peace offering, because ultimately, I mean, with this, I think they know that they screwed up almost beyond repair. They may come back to make peace with you, offer you, I don't think they're literally offering you flowers, but potentially, not for everyone, because some of you wouldn't even consider allowing this person into your life, message you, whatever, like you probably have them on block. Some of you, they may come forward with some sort of offering of, you changed my world. They're coming back to fix it, to heal it, because something was unwell. And the way this doctor is caring for the patient, the one who was injured, the one who was, the one who suffered the most, you, Cancer, I'm getting. This person may have, had some sort of realization or wake-up call, and in their healing process, they may come back to heal the bad, I don't know, the toxins, the karmic relationship, they're trying to heal or mend the relationship with you. And I don't necessarily think it's to jump back into let's love each other. I don't see it as that. I see it more as like an apology of, will you accept my apology so I can move on? And I mean, again, even that sounds a little bit narcissistic, like they need your forgiveness so that they can be well again. And so, I mean, ultimately, Cancer, it's up to you, isn't it? You hold the power. Yeah, someone's coming with a message. I don't think they're going to come to you in person. Quite frankly, I don't think they have the balls to do it. Even if it's a female, sorry, that was kind of a crude expression. They know that they severely screwed up, and yet they may be sending you a message via email, a letter, trying to communicate in some way. I mean, you got the messenger card, right? Interesting. All right, what is your advice or guidance, Cancer? The Eight of Cups, emotionally moving on. And you weren't able to do that for the longest time because mentally you were trapped by, again, things that were communicated to you, things this person said, maybe actions that they took, ideas you had about this person or vice versa, ideas they had about you. It kept you stuck, and I think your energy, you're still weathering the storm. You're still emotionally, but mentally moving on from this. You're doing a good job, Cancer. Keep going. Oh, my poor Cancers, I want to give you a big hug. Oh, this is like shitty energy, and I'm so sorry you had to go through that. But your advice or guidance is keep moving forward. That moon, it's guiding you. It's like your North Star. You are moon babies, right? Your ruling planet, if you will, even though the moon isn't a planet, is the moon. Follow the moon. Follow your intuition. Some of you already know intuitively this person is going to try and come back. And maybe subconsciously that's why you're having trouble moving on, is because you always felt like there was some sort of unrest. There was something that was never finalized. There was no period at the end of the sentence. It was kind of like especially if they left without communication. You've always kind of been hoping that they came knocking at your door. Something about opening the key and fast, rapid communication to maybe reunite, Lover's card. But are you ready to receive it, though? Wounded Warrior. you both needed to go down some sort of spiritual path, and everybody hates hearing this, I'm sorry. There were karmic lessons involved in this situation for the both of you. This was a karmic relationship. And whoever did the most damage to the other person, you know, feel free to swap around the roles. Someone may come back and offer an apology, a message to heal something. That is very clear here. There is a message to heal. And in both cases, I will say, it is the masculine reaching out to the feminine. It doesn't have to be that way, but for a lot of you, that's what this is. Especially with all these heavy fire sign energies at the bottom of your deck. For a lot of you, the masculine really, really screwed up. And it's not going to be for all of you. For the men watching, I mean, first of all, it doesn't have to be a male-female relationship, for starters. But, I mean, it could easily be a feminine, I mean, with the Empress card. But I'm just saying, majority of you, it's the masculine. Anyway, back to your guidance. Moving on, wholeheartedly. Emotionally, looking into the distance, looking into the future. Forgiving yourself for mistakes of the past. Again, those lessons that you learned, you've acknowledged them, you've understood, but you don't need to take that mental baggage with you. It's time to free yourself, to liberate yourself, and that's what this is. This is a card of bravery. It's easy to stay in what is familiar, of what is comfortable, although I don't know how comfortable it was, but it's almost like, again, false beliefs. You may have been lying to yourself about just how comfortable this situation was. Moving forward, being clarified by the Seven of Wands. Fighting for yourself. When you have obstacles coming at you, proving to yourself that you are strong, that you have the strength. It's a card of Leo. Some of you may be thinking about moving somewhere, either moving jobs or moving location of where you live. There's something in the distance that's caught your eye, and it's a house. It looks like a mansion on a hill, right? And I think that's symbolic of whatever that next location is to you. You see it as this beautiful, big opportunity. You're moving towards something better, but look, it's going to be a journey to get there, right? You may have to cross the ocean, right? Maybe that's a metaphor. Some of you may be traveling overseas. But what's encouraging to me is the ocean is water, Cancer. That's your natural element. You thrive in water, and water being love, emotions, right? So yeah, there's something about obtaining this castle in the distance, if you will. That's symbolic of whatever it is you're going after. It's not impossible. It's within sight, right? You can see it, and more importantly, you can feel it. You know that you can get there. You know that you can conquer these obstacles and I think for a lot of you, it's getting over your past. Releasing your past. For the longest time, you felt trapped and burdened by things that happened in the past, things that were said, communication, ideas. All of a sudden, yeah, it's like there's some sort of illumination for you, Cancer, that it's okay to put this to rest. It's okay to let it go and stick up for yourself, fight for yourself, get back on your broom, right, and fly away. Move on. And that's exactly what this is. It's a card of moving on. You have two cards of moving on. Two. Mentally moving on and emotionally moving on. Because there's new energy, there's new motivation, there's new things inspiring you. And so maybe receiving, as I was saying, intuitively, some of you feel like you are going to get a message from this person. Maybe intuitively, having that message puts the period at the end of the sentence. It makes it finalized. Again, for a lot of you, it's not that you're getting back together. It's, I don't know. Maybe there's, again, I hate to preach this because you should be able to move on whether you get an apology or not. You know, you can't rely on other people's, you know, like you need to be okay from within. But for some of you, having that acknowledgement that some major shit went down and that you suffered, just having the acknowledgement is enough for you that you're able to completely release it and move on. I wouldn't hold out for that message. I think there are more healthy ways of coping. You should never be putting your life on pause and waiting for somebody. But again, intuitively, Cancer, I think you might be expecting it. Anything else we need to know about this Eight of Cups for Cancer? Anything else about the Eight of Cups? Wow, you got the Two of Wands again and the Seven of Wands again. Good Lord. All right, so this is the same card twice. Look, You've conquered it. Here you're in the thick of it. You're fighting. You have these obstacles, these wands coming at you. Here you've succeeded. Look at you. You're on top of the mountain. You've conquered the obstacles. The idea of spirit is behind you. Ancestors, guardian angels, they have your back. You are going to win this fight. You are going to come out the victor. You're going to come out on top. Because look, you hold options in your hand as well. Whatever this person took from you, you're taking it back. This represents you. This isn't your person anymore. Again, different decks. This is insane, guys. Look, look. They're like mirror images of each other. This is such a twin flame relationship or karmic relationship. You're taking your light, and there's something about travel and action with the Two of Wands. Again, crossing water. Some of you may be moving to a place that, I don't know, that's on the ocean or by the water, crossing the oceans in a plane. You're chasing your light. You're chasing your dreams, your passion, the light that exists within you. It's emanating from the inside out, and yeah, you're going after new things. You're emotionally leaving behind what is no longer serving you. All right, 36. Let's do one of these. Can we get a spirit animal card for Cancer? Spirit's like, yes, you can have 8. Can we get an animal guide card for Cancer, please? Animal card for Cancer. Starfish spirit, open to infinite possibilities. Nice. I just posted something on Instagram about that too. Not resigning yourself to a certain outcome is going to open more doors for you. You had that earlier. There it is. You may have thought that one person in particular in your life was the key to your happiness, the key to your destiny. Open yourself up to other possibilities. There are a lot more doors and windows that you can climb through, if that makes sense. The power doesn't rest with one person. And it shouldn't, right? To take those steps forward, to take action in your life, you are the key master, right? There's a nice little Ghostbusters reference there for you. You are the key master. You hold the key to your own destiny. Be open to infinite possibilities. It was a card about having hope. When you have hope, it's not resigning yourself to, well, this is my fate, this is my destiny, this is all I'm ever going to have. There's a world of possibilities out there. Again, like a starfish, your North Star, your guiding star. And for you, it's the moon, Cancer, following your intuition. Allowing new things to come into your life. And again, it's of the sea. It's a sea creature. The ocean, the water is important. Healing, emotional healing, going through those rocky emotions. It's necessary for you to get from point A to point B, to go down a new path. You had to do the emotional healing for this. Maybe some of you are sending a message. Maybe some of you are taking it into your own hands to be like, hey, I forgive you, just so you know. Which is actually really badass. It's empowering. And again, you're doing it to put it to rest, so that it's no longer eating away at your thoughts. Some of you could be sending a message to heal the relationship, saying, I forgive you. And again, it's not this, hey, let's get back together and do this. It's not that. It's almost understanding that, hey, you were a karmic person I was supposed to meet, and thank you for making me recognize that I've always been in power, that I hold the key to my destiny. All right, Cancer, that's what I got for you. Let me know what resonated for you in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. I love my Cancers so much. Thank you guys for tuning in, and wishing you all the best. Bye, guys.